Yeah, come on, man. Let's review this shoe well. Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Man Takes Shoes Out of Box. It's the episode where you get to sit there and watch me, a grown-ass man, take a pair of shoes out of a box. Today we are talking about a pretty exciting brand new sneaker from Jordan Brand. These are the Air Jordan 1 Low Elements. It's basically an Air Jordan 1 Low that has been beefed up and retooled and Gore-Texified for the winter trail running conditions. It's a Jordan 1 Low trail running shoe. Ooh. This particular colorway is the Glacier Blue Silver Pale Blue. They're blue. It's not the first colorway to drop here in the UK. There was a Black Cat colorway that dropped earlier on in the month. They were £185, which is a pretty hefty price to pay, but when you consider the construction, the technology, and the durability about these things, I'm pretty sure you will be able to get your money's worth. Trail running shoes are having a massive moment these days with recreational running, hiking, trail walking, trail running, booming in popularity. Brands have been caning it, making a lot of money in the trail running shoe space. And I guess Jordan Brand have been looking on, scratching their heads thinking, maybe we could get a little bit of a slice of that action. So let's start off with the packaging. It's a really nice brown box. It's got the signature Nike logo details all over the shop. It's almost like a combination between a Jordan 1 box and then like a Jordan 5 box. But it is quite nice. On the inside, you've got the paper, which shows a grid coupled together with some water droplets, which I think is a reference to the gridded nylon fabric that you'll find on the upper of the Jordan 1 Low Elements and its water resistance nature. Shoes themselves are pretty cool. They're pretty striking. They definitely look pretty formidable, that's for sure. Obviously, you've got the Air Jordan 1 Low DNA through and through in the shoe, particularly with the profile of the silhouettes. It's classic Jordan 1 Low, whether it's the construction of the toe box, the mid panels, the eye stays, the ankle collar, the back tab, even the tongue, all the signature Jordan 1 DNA is present. The main separation is in the tooling that you'll find in the midsole, where you have this speckled foam midsole and then this crazy rugged traction pattern on the midsole-outsole combination. But even though the midsole and the outsole is the main distinguishing characteristic that separates these from Jordan 1 Lows, the outsole still does bear some hallmarks of the Jordan 1 outsole, particularly the circular pattern around the forefoot, as well as the tab in the midfoot, as well as parts of the traction pattern in the heel itself. So even the outsole still has some subtle nods to the Jordan 1 Low. So that I think is pretty cool. In terms of the materials, there are a whole bunch of different materials going on. So right around the toe area, it's like a rubberized type of material, like really heavy duty, really tough to the touch feeling rubber. Then you've got a textured suede material that wraps around the front of the toe box and the mudguard and appears on the foxing and along the eye stays. This I think has been treated with Gore-Tex as well to make it water resistant. The mid panels features a gridded nylon material, which also feels pretty heavy duty. And then around the bottom of the heel, around the back, you have a perforated leather as well. You've got the embossed Air Jordan Wings logo on the back tab, and you also have a couple of pull tabs that also feature some Gore-Tex branding, one on the heel and then one on the under tongue. So this whole shoe basically features a booty system to help with a secure foot and protection from the elements. The under tongue has an over tongue, which also features in like a gridded synthetic textile material that bears the Nike Air branding that you'd normally find on the Jordan 1 Low. And then you get some flat braided reflective laces that come installed. The other reflective detail occurs in the swoosh itself, which is pretty dope. And then the rest of the branding is just your normal Jordan 1 Low type branding with the Nike on the midfoot plates, and you've also got some Nike Air branding on the insole as well. They are quite heavy to the touch. They do feel like a proper heavy duty type shoe. The construction feels really solid. These do feel like they've been really well made. The stitching is really good. These feel like they would be a really durable, really long-lasting, well-made trail running shoe, or if you were into it, maybe even a golf shoe. And I will actually be doing a golf-specific review for these over on my golf channel, which if you guys aren't subscribed to, I really would appreciate it if you went over there and subscribed to that for me. Now, let's talk a little bit about how these things fit and how they feel. Now, in terms of the fits, I would say they run ever so slightly big. I went true to size and feel like there's a lot of extra room knocking about in the toe box. If you do like to have that little bit of extra room for either casual wear or for trail running or for hiking as your foot swells during a run, then you might well enjoy that extra little bit of space. But if you do like a more tighter, more secure fit, you might want to consider going a half size down. In terms of the comfort is really good. There is a nice bit of responsiveness that comes from this foam midsole. You do get a nice feeling of security inside the booty system. There is a nice amount of stability. As you can see, the traction pattern, or the outsole rather, is quite wide. And in terms of the grip, I mean, you've got these little nubs situated all over the shop. With the nipples, these are going to give you some mad traction out there in the slippery trails or wherever it is you happen to be rocking these. So yeah, comfort is really good and the fit is really nice. In terms of the aesthetic, I think the Jordan 1 Low silhouette, given its quiet, understated nature, transfers across quite successfully to a trail running shoe. These things do look sporty. This colorway is really nice. So yeah, I think they look pretty sweet on feet. Obviously out of context, if you were wearing this type of a shoe down to your local mall or down to your kids' playground, you might get some questionable looks as to why it is you've brought some absolute trail running shoes to the mall or the park. But in context, I think these are absolutely sweet looking. And so the question is, are they worth it for £185? I don't know, like it's a pretty competitive market out there in the trail running shoe space. You could spend a lot less on a pretty similarly technologically laden type shoe, be it from brands like Salomon or be it from brands like Brooks or whomever. There is plenty of competition in the trail running shoe market, and I feel like £185 situates these a little bit more at the top of that spectrum, meaning you're either gonna have to really be into Jordan 1 Lows or you're gonna really have to be into like Nikes in order to justify spending the $185. Depending on the colorway, these things are probably gonna end up going on sale at different stages throughout the winter season. This colorway, for example, the Glacier Blue, isn't nearly as like hype or wearable as the all black pair, which have sold out. And so I feel like if it's gonna be a pretty like questionable colorway, you'll be able to pick them up on sale. Some of the more like wearable or more in-demand type colors, whether it's like the all black or the olives, those things will probably be worthwhile getting for the retail because they'll sell out otherwise. But if you wanted to get a pair of these, I feel like you should probably wait around to get them on sale. And there we go, those are my thoughts. It's a pretty cool shoe from Jordan brands. I know a lot of people out there are probably gonna wanna call these ugly, but look, it's a trail running shoe. These are meant to be rocked in the mountains, on the trails, whether it's hiking or running. So, you know, I don't want to hear no comments about, bro, those are ugly, man, because they're sort of made to be ugly. Like they have a proper function. Let me know what you guys think about these for trail running. If I've got any followers out there that are into the trail running or into the hiking and have used these in the trails, let us know how you guys found them. I sort of feel like for £185, they're probably just a little bit too overpriced. I'd pay a little bit less and be quite happy because the construction is good, the materials are nice, and the comfort is pretty bang on as well. And I will be doing a separate review, like I said before, on these for the purposes of golf over on my second channel. But for now, that is it. Thank you guys so much for messing with the videos. If you want to support me, please consider subscribing, and also go and check out my Patreon if you guys want some exclusive content, and subscribe to the second channel. I need you guys to help me out over there. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care for now, and peace.